Thanks for joining us in our last session on this 6-part series of Christian stuff. Through the last videos, we've looked at things like the accuracy of the Bible and how we use that as a historical reference point for the things that we believe. We've considered the creation story. We've understood that when we live our own way and don't trust God, it creates separation from our Creator. And our works and achievements can't do anything to find a way back to God. We've heard the story about Jesus, fully God, fully man, who lived on this earth to show us how to live and ultimately paid the price that allows us to not be separated from our Creator anymore. And in our last episode, we looked at the Holy Spirit, the presence of God that dwells within us and helps us on our journey of following Jesus. And this brings us to our final episode, the church. When Jesus left the earth, his followers began meeting every day. And they were sharing meals together, they were sharing stories, and they were telling others what it means to be a follower of Jesus. This was the first church, and in some ways, church doesn't need to be any different today. The church is not a building, but about community, or simply common unity. So we all have a common cause, which is following Jesus. It's a place that is inclusive, where anyone can belong. We all have a sense of purpose, knowing what our part is to play in helping build God's kingdom here on earth. But the other way to describe the church is the group of local people who are gathering together to work out what it means to be a follower of Jesus. This is a place you can belong. And together we're learning to follow what Jesus said as his 2 greatest commandments: to love God and to love other people. We should care about the place that we live and be interested in the well-being of its people. And we can do that together through our church community. Now, as we've gone through this series on Christian stuff, hopefully it's answered some of your questions. But hopefully it's also raised a lot more that you need answered. Consider things like, what does it mean to be baptised? Why do people sing songs in church? Why does the church raise money, and what does it do with that money? What is communion? How can I help others like Jesus did? What are my spiritual gifts? How can you teach me to tell other people about Jesus? Part of us following Jesus is changing the way that we live. So it's okay to ask questions. And he says that if we give up our life to follow him, then we're going to find our best life and we'll be able to live that life to its fullest. God has gifted you and put a dream inside you. He loves you and he has a purpose for your life that is a role to play helping build his kingdom here on earth. And Paul describes it this way. He says it's like a body. Each part of the body has a different part to play, and it's like you finding your role in the church. Being part of a community of followers of Jesus, the church, is all about helping you to continue to find answers to those questions that you may have. Now, if you can't find a church or you've got any other questions that have come up for you as you've gone through this course, then please feel free to get in touch with us. And thank you so much for being a part of Christian Stuff.